Howdy, High Tides. I'm Jed Hoffman of Beach Film News. And before we start today's episode, I would like to give a very special thanks to my mother due to the fact that it is Mother's Day. Now, over to my brother for his thing about the film festival.
Wow, it really is like a whole family circus up in here. So anyway, hi there, Isaac again, still here. I'd like to say a few things. One small and one big. Small thing out of the way first. There's still time to submit your film. The deadline is Friday, which means that again, if you have a film to submit, just email it to me and I'll get it going. And I'll put it in the ranks. And to those of you who are going to or have submitted a film, or to those of you who haven't submitted a film and just like watching movies, or to those of you who just want something to do one night, I am proud to announce that we have finalized a date for the film festival. It is going to be held digitally on the 21st at 4 p.m. Now you might be asking digitally, how is that going to work? What's the deal with that? And I'll tell you, it's going to be live streamed on YouTube. Yeah, just like your favorite Minecraft player or makeup vlogger or whatever. We're going straight to YouTube, no middlemen, no BS. Can I say BS on TV? Yeah. And it's going to be live. So those of you who are watching, just go on to the Beach Film News YouTube channel, 21st, 4 p.m. We're going to have movies. We're going to have... It's mostly going to be movies, but it's going to be a good time, so looking forward to it. See you then.
Thank you, Isaac. Now, let's start the segments with a piece about vaccines and should they be politicized.
The COVID-19 vaccine has surprisingly been one of the most controversial topics in recent memory, and it's largely based in politics. Two sides push against each other on this issue, and despite the proven benefits of the vaccine, many still refuse to take it. Despite the first vaccination taking place in December, mass vaccinations did not occur until Biden took office, prompting many conservatives to completely disregard the vaccine. Unfortunately, the vaccine has turned into a battle of blue and red when it should not be. Those that are more liberal view the vaccine as a vital part of our new society and a way to get past this disease. Those that are more conservative view the vaccine as another way for the government to control them, just as they did with the masks. At the end of the day, this topic should not be political nor up for debate. Getting vaccinated is the only hope we have to return to a normal future, and it is upsetting that many people cannot recognize nor understand that. So please, High Tides, get registered for a vaccine as soon as you can, because the sooner you get the shots, the sooner we can get back to normal.
Now it's time for everybody's favorite reoccurring piece, This Week in History.
Good morning, High Tides. Let's get back to This Week in History. To start this week's segment, on May 10, 1940, Winston Churchill became the leader of the coalition government in England after Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain said he was stepping aside following the German forces invading Holland, Belgium, and Luxembourg by air and land. To follow that, on May 11, 1981, Bob Marley passed away. Bob Marley was a Jamaican singer, songwriter, and musician. Considered one of the pioneers of reggae, his musical career was marked by fusing elements of reggae, ska, and rocksteady, as well as his distinctive vocal and songwriting style. Next, on May 13, 1938, When the Saints Go Marching In was recorded by Louis Armstrong and his orchestra. Though the song was first written to be a spiritual song, many jazz and folk artists have adopted it and made it very popular throughout the years. And to conclude this week's segment, on May 16, 1875, the U.S. held its first Kentucky Derby. In front of an estimated crowd of 10,000 people, a field of 15 three-year-old horses contested the first Kentucky Derby in 1875 at Churchill Downs, Louisville, Kentucky. Well, High Tides, that's it for This Week in History. Make sure to check in for the next one, and I will see you later.
Now, I'm handing it off to someone that's very, very cool, handsome, awesome, amazing, and all around just a cool guy. Here's a piece made by me about baseball. Howdy, High Tides. I'm Jed Hoffman of Beach Film News, and today, instead of being in my normal chair, I'm in a different chair, making a segment. Baseball is America's pastime, one of the most popular American sports and my favorite sport. Even though it's a very popular sport, many people don't know much about it. Things like origins, rules, and what's going on right now. Let's start in the 1900s, where a British sports writer wrote that baseball may have originated from an English game called rounders he had played as a kid. But baseball executive and creator of Spalding basketballs, Albert Spalding, said that baseball is an American sport. It is stated that a man named Abner Doubleday made baseball in the summer of 1839. Doubleday went on to be a Civil War hero. Many people don't know if this story is true, and nobody knows how baseball really started. Now, let's talk about how baseball is formatted. In baseball, there are two leagues. The American League, which is called the AL, and the National League, which is called the NL. These are like the East and West in basketball, or the NFC and AFC in football. In each league, there are three divisions: the East, West, and Central. In each division, there are 5 teams, making 30 teams total. 7 teams make the playoffs from each league, the top team from each division, and 4 wild card teams. In a baseball season, each team plays 162 games. Last year, due to the pandemic, only 60 games were played. This year, they're back to the original format. Now, let's go over some of what is going on this season. The season started not too long ago on April 1st. Most teams have played around 20 to 25 games, depending on if they had games delayed due to COVID, weather, or other reasons. As of April 27th, 2021, when I'm making this, some of the top teams are the Oakland Athletics, Kansas City Royals, Boston Red Sox, New York Mets, Milwaukee Brewers, and San Francisco Giants. It's still early in the season enough for me to give my end-of-season predictions. I'm going to be giving you guys my prediction for both MVPs, Cy Young, and the World Series winners. MVP means the best players from each league, and my prediction for the NL MVP is Ronald Acuna Jr. from the Atlanta Braves. Through the first few weeks of baseball, he has been unstoppable. For the AL, my pick is a bit more boring. Mike Trout. Mike Trout is only 29 years old and looking to be the third best player of all time so far. The main reason he hasn't won 7 or 8 MVPs is because of a thing called voter fatigue, which means MVP voters don't want to give the MVP to the same person multiple times in a row. Cy Young is an award given to the best pitcher from each league. In the NL, I have Jacob deGrom, who has won the last 2 and will probably win his 3rd Cy Young this year. In the AL, I have the White Sox starter, Lance Lynn. Many have his teammate Lucas Giolito to win it, but I think it will be his teammate, Lance Lynn, who will win the Cy Young. The World Series is much easier to predict. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers. They're basically the Nets of baseball, but they have chemistry and defense. That's all for today. See ya. Back to you, me. It's time for Second Opinion. Last week, we asked you, the viewers, are you ready for testing? The answer was a cautious yes, meaning that you guys were ready, but not all the way there. For this week's question, it's about vaccines. If someone came up to you on the street saying, do you want the COVID vaccine? Would you say yes or no? Answer that question by scanning that QR code or clicking the link in the description. Well, anyway, with Beach Film News, you've been you, I've been me. Goodbye.